Well, hello there. Welcome back to Beyond Belief, and this is your host Trevor. Yeah, we are back, and we stopped on. Oh, we are trying to understand the Book of Genesis, all the way from the last 3 episodes, 3 or 4 episodes, I presume. This is chapter 4. Was ended on chapter 3 last time. We're understanding the book because this is the book that details, that speaks out how everything came to be, the first humans, everything, the universe. And remember, according to Christianity, according to this book, the universe, everything in it, all of us, matter, dark energy, planets, galaxies, etc., etc., everything in the universe is 6,000 years old. Yet, our sun alone is approximately 5 billion years old. Our planet Earth is approximately 4.6 billion years old. And the universe, according to the data, according to all the proof we have so far right now, our universe is 13.8 billion years old. But then this book, written 2023 years ago, suggests that the universe is 6,000 years old. Yeah. Sadly, 7,000 years ago, the Sumerians, this was a civilization that lived some thousands of years ago. 7,000 years ago, they discovered glue. As we go on, they didn't see any global flood, as this book suggests, in the future. So, this pushes me to help me and you, the listener, understand, comprehend this book. So we stopped on chapter 3. Now I think we're going on chapter 4. Now, chapter 4, verse 1. Now the man knew his wife Eve, and she conceived and bore Cain, saying, I have produced a man with the help of the Lord. So basically here we're seeing the first childbirth. Next, she bore his brother Abel. Now, Abel was a keeper of sheep, and Cain a tiller of the ground. Now here we're seeing, I think here we have jumped some few 10 to 15 years. They are now teenagers, I think. Yeah, basically, hopefully, yeah. In the course of time, Cain brought to the Lord an offering of the fruit from the ground, and Abel, for his part, brought of the firstlings of his flock, their fat portions, and the Lord had regard for Abel and his offering. So basically here, the God has chosen a side, an omnipotent God has chosen a side. But for Cain and his offering, he had no regard. So Cain was very angry, and his countenance fell. The Lord said to Cain, why are you angry, and why has your countenance fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin is lurking at the door. Its desire is for you, but you must master it. Cain said to his brother Abel, let us go to the field. And when they were in the field, Cain rose up against his brother Abel and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, where is your brother Abel? He said, I don't know, and I don't know, and am I my brother's keeper? So basically, this is the Lord, the mighty Christian God, who actually knew this would happen. He had probably seen it many times in his, I don't know if he has a head or a brain, I'm not sure. I don't think gods have brains. I'm not quite sure if they do have brains. But he had probably seen this, and probably knew that this would happen, and is asking. I don't know why he asks questions, because you have seen it also back during the first scene in the previous chapters. Was asking when he was in the Garden of Eden, when after Adam and Eve had eaten the fruit, the forbidden fruit. So again, here he's asking questions of what he already knows, of what he had seen that would happen. Yeah. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Where is your brother Abel?" Oh, we are done with that. And the Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood is crying out to me from the ground. And now you are cast from the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you till the ground, it will no longer yield to you its strength. You will be a fugitive and a wanderer to the earth." Cain said to the Lord, "My punishment is greater than I can bear. Today you have driven me away from the soil, and I shall be hidden from your face. I shall be a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth, and no one who meets me may kill me." And the Lord said to him, "Not so. Whoever kills Cain will suffer a sevenfold vengeance." And the Lord put a mark on Cain, so that no one who came upon him would kill him. Wow, that is a very bad curse, I must say. Then Cain went away from the presence of the Lord and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. So we're quite not sure yet where the Garden of Eden is located. It's not on earth, though some scholars suggest it might have been on earth, not in heaven either, because we have the most sophisticated telescopes up in there, like James Webb Space Telescope. We also have good telescopes down here on Earth, but we have not seen anything like a Garden of Eden or heaven up there in space. So I don't know anyway. We don't know where the Garden of Eden is as of now, as of 2023. Cain knew his wife. Wow. Well, where is the wife coming from now? And she conceived and bore Enoch, and built a city, named it Enoch after his son Enoch. Wow. Here, some scholars actually suggest that Adam and Eve were the first human beings, but then they were not the only human beings. They suggest that God, after creating Adam and Eve, he wanted to create other people, but it's not written in the Bible here. That's why most people come and begin shouting, "Well, there was incest. Adam and Eve bore Cain and Abel, and then Cain and Abel had sex with their mother, blah blah blah, and all that." And I would basically not say no, because basically they were the only human beings by then. You can't rule that out. So we don't know. The Bible also doesn't know, basically, because it's not put in here. We don't know where was this wife coming from. And if Bless was here, then he would be answering, because could this be the first incest incident ever or maybe the oldest incest incident? Let's continue. To Enoch was born Irad, and Irad was the father of Mehujael. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation. And Mehujael, the father of Methushael, and Methushael, the father of Lamech. Lamech took 2 wives, and the name of the one was Ada, and the name of the other was Zillah. Ada bore Jabal, who was the ancestor of those who live in tents and have livestock. His brother was Jubal. He was the ancestor of all those who play the lyre and pipe. I think these are musical instruments. Zillah bore Tubal-Cain, who made all kinds of bronze and iron tools. The sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. So I think we're just following a lineage that's bringing us somewhere. Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, "Hear my voice, you wives of Lamech. Listen to what I say. I have killed a man for wounding me, a young man for striking me. If Cain is avenged 7-fold, truly Lamech 70-fold. Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son, and named him Seth." So basically, this is the brother of Cain and Abel. For she said, God, has appointed for me another child instead of Abel, because Cain killed him. To Seth also a son was born, and he named him Enosh. At that time, people began to invoke the name of the Lord. Yeah, so people had already begun invoking the name of the Lord. Yeah, the first atheists. Or probably the first pagans, because it doesn't mention anywhere here that they're praying to other gods. So basically, the first atheists. So, so atheism dates back to 6,000 years ago, basically. This is the list of descendants of Adam. When God created humankind, He made them in the likeness of God. As we saw that in the first chapter, when Adam had lived 130 years, he became the father of a son in his likeness and according to his image, and named him Seth. I don't know what was the lifespan back then, 6,000 years ago. Well, given like right now, our lifespan is not quite that good. Given my lifestyle, personally, I don't think I'll make it 30. I'm 25, but making it to 40. But then here we see the first human being living up to, at 130 years, becoming a father. That is quite questionable. That is quite very, very questionable, because I don't know, like I think I'll have to ask my colleagues who know better than me, who are more well versed in the production, or the reproduction area. But me personally, I don't think at 130 a man can have kids. I don't think so, but well, I'll have to do a research about that. And yes, I'll come back with that on the next episode. I'll make a research. The days, and how old was Eve back then? We know human beings, women, hit menopause 45 to 50, 40 to 50, depending on the woman and her diet, her genes, and everything. So, how old was Eve when she gave birth to Seth? Huh? Okay. The days of Adam after he became the father of Seth were 800 years. Wow. This bruv lived up to when he was 800 years. Can you believe that? And he had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days that Adam lived were 930 years. Wow. 930 years. Was this man a vampire or something? He died when he was 930 years. When Seth had lived 105 years, he became the father of Enosh. Wow. These guys are still giving birth at 100. Some of us men die at the age of 30 because of the things we have to carry, the burdens and everything we carry. Right now the world is a mess, and the girl child being put out there and the boy child being neglected. We carry a lot of stuff on our heads, and by 30, 40, you're dying of stroke. But anyway, this podcast is basically about religion and understanding atheism. I won't go deep into that. Wow, I'm seeing numbers here. Thus all the days of Seth were 912 years. Wow, this guy is damn. When Enosh had lived 90 years, he became the father of Canaan. Enosh lived after the birth of Canaan 850 years and other sons. So basically here, they're just giving us an ancestral kind of thing. As we're seeing all that, the sons, the grandsons, Canaan, there's Mahalalel, there's Jared gave birth to Methuselah, Lamech. So I think we should just jump to chapter 6 of the book. Chapter 6, verses 1. When people began to multiply on the face of the ground, and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that they were fair, and they took wives for themselves for all that they chose. So, it took me back. Here, growing up is told us that as a Christian, you're supposed to be monogamous. Monogamous, which means one wife. And polygamous is for our friends, that the Muslim people who are allowed to have at least 4 wives and slaves in regards to what their book says, the Quran. But then this, okay, we shall continue. We shall continue. Then the Lord said, "My spirit shall not abide in mortals forever, for they are flesh. Their days shall be 120 years." So, I think this is God setting the limit, the time limit for human beings. No more living 930 years. So, He put, by the time you clock 120 years, you're off. But we have seen people live more than that. Last year, I lost my great-grandmother. She died at the age of 96. And I think if it wasn't for the accident she got in the early 90s, when she was hit by a cow, she would have surpassed 120 years due to the way we took care of her. So this is God saying that you're not supposed to live for more than 120 years. Homework for you guys. You guys should check the currently the oldest person like alive right now, or the oldest person who has lived on earth, because I don't think they stopped at 120. I don't think so. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days and also afterwards, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans, who bore children to them. These were the heroes that were of old, warriors of renown. Now, if you read the book of Enoch, I know many of you don't understand the word Nephilim. Nephilims were creatures born of angels and human beings. Yeah, you've heard me right. Angels. You see, these Catholics removed some books of the Bible, like how I told you guys some time ago. Some books were burnt in temples, so they didn't make it in the last piece of the Bible, and some were banned because, well, they weren't fitting the narrative of the Catholic Church. Now, the book of Enoch is one that explains very well the Nephilim. So we're seeing they had children, who bore children to them. The sons of the God who went into the daughters of humans, who bore children to them. These were the heroes that were of old, warriors of renown. The Lord saw that the wickedness of humans was great in the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of their hearts was only evil continually. So basically, I think human beings who had stopped believing in this guy, and, well, this is jealous. Yeah, this is I think this God was actually made in the face of a human, just like how we say the Bible says God created us in His own what. So it's basically this God has feelings just like us. Now this is jealous. Like, I don't know if you guys are seeing where I'm getting to. This guy is jealous. He's not being worshipped. Yeah. let's continue anyway. And that every inclination of the thoughts we're done with that. And the Lord was sorry that he had made humankind on the earth, and it grieved him to his heart. It grieved him to his heart. Oh, first of all, God is a he. So basically, these gods, almost all the gods that have been created by us human beings, all the 5,000 plus gods we worship here on earth, religion is man-made, and right now I'm not speaking as an atheist. Religions are all misogynistic. They only favor man. As you can also see, the punishments given here to Adam and Eve, they weren't the same. And when I go to my brothers, the Muslim people, if you read the Sharia law and how it affects women, from the dress code to the social, oh my dear. So, this God has grief. And basically, he knew this would happen because he's actually God. But actually, let it happen. Are you seeing what? He let this happen. He knew mankind would stop worshipping him with time. Because I think this is now 1,000 years later. Remember, we've done the math. Adam and Eve lived up to 930. So I presume it's like 1,000 years later. I'm trying to connect the dots here. So the Lord said, I will blot out from the earth and the human beings I have created. Oh, God is pissed. People together with animals and creeping things and birds of the air. For I'm sorry that I have made them. Wow, this is regret. An emotion of regret. Oh, no, this is a God. This is an all-powerful God. But Noah found favor in the sight of the Lord. Ooh, we're coming to Noah. The flood. These are the descendants of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless in his generation. Noah walked with God. Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now the earth was corrupt in God's sight, and the earth was filled with violence. And God saw that the earth was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted its way upon the earth. And God said to Noah, I have determined to make an end to all the flesh, for the earth is filled with violence because of them now. Now I'm going to destroy them along with the earth. Make yourself an ark of cypress wood. Make rooms in the ark and cover it inside with pitch. This is how you're going to make it in the length of the ark, 300 cubits its width. He's just giving here make a roof, blah blah blah. For my part, I'm going to bring a flood of waters on the earth to destroy from under heaven all flesh, which is breath of life. But I will make a covenant with you, and you shall come into the ark with your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you. And of every living thing of all flesh, you shall bring 2 of every kind into the ark to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female. Also take with you every kind of food that is eaten and store it up, and it shall serve as food for you and for them. Wow. So, I presume this was happening in the Middle East. And, wow. First of all, we have very many animals. And every animal with its species. Like the cat family, we have tigers, lions, etc. Of which each and everyone lives in different climatic conditions that support their well-being. Penguins and other animals, polar bears, etc. prefer colder or colder places, the Arctic, Antarctica. How did they make it to the Middle East? And how did, wow, this book, and it really baffles me that there are 2 billion or more people who believe in this rubbish. I must say, kangaroos only exist in Australia. How did they hop all the way from Australia to the bloody Middle East? Which is actually a fucking desert. Penguins, polar bears. The shortest route from Antarctica is through Africa. There's an ocean down there, then Africa. How did these animals not walk and not leave traces of death or skeletons? Wow. And first of all, how did freshwater survive this flood? Because the flood was covered by an ocean. And an ocean is made of, as we know, salt water. Where did the fresh water go? And because it's here right now, where did it go and how did it come back? Secondly, not even secondly, by then there were already other civilizations in place. The Sumerians, Egyptians were already there. Because this is not 5,000 years ago. These pyramids, the pyramids in Giza are at least 5,000 or even more years old. Some of them are older than 5,000 years old. Meaning Egyptians were there by that time. They didn't see anything like a flood. The Chinese, there was already a dynasty by then in China. They didn't witness any flood. And if there was a flood, after the flood, where did all this water go? Where did it disappear to? Down? There's no water down there. Okay, there's water down there in the Earth's crust, but it's not equivalent to the water that would cause a global flood. No, it's not there. In the atmosphere, okay, some scholars would have said, no, it went to the atmosphere, But the water that could fill an entire planet, fill a bloody entire planet like Earth, it would be visible like up there in the sky. It would be actually raining every day, all over the world. But hey, well, I'm an amateur scientist right now. I have very many things to learn. I won't lie. But this doesn't make sense at all. It's non-scientific. It's halal. No, it's haram. That's what my Muslim friends say. It's haram. Basically, this book. And how did these animals actually survive in there for all those days they were trapped in that ark? It doesn't make sense. The carnivorous animals, what were they being fed on? The lions, the tigers, the cheetahs, etc. The bug-eating animals, there are only 2. Okay, let's say the flood has ended. These animals are being put back into the wild. What is the lion going to feed on? Is it going to feed on the first 2 antelopes that have been led outside? Because this way I'm going. Do you guys see where I'm going? So it doesn't make sense at all. Anyway, this is chapter 8. I think for today we shall stop there. We shall come back on chapter 8 next time. And yeah, it has been nice sharing with you guys. Well, tomorrow is a Monday. I have to prepare myself and everything, work and studies and everything. So it has been nice sharing with you. Today's episode has been very short. For the first time, it is short. It's 30 minutes and 31. Yeah, and I appreciate the feedback like I'm always getting from you guys. Yeah, I remember last time the podcast was somehow tense with Bless. Yeah. Oh, it's not that I chased him off the podcast. No, it's not. He's not around. Yeah, but when he gets back, I like frying him. I like asking him questions. He'll be back, and yeah. And if you're out there and you feel like you want to be part of the podcast, I would like to learn from you, and so are the listeners. Like, want to learn from each other. So please, you can keep in touch. For those who don't have my WhatsApp number, it's 0701 62 40 98. You can reach me on WhatsApp, or you can hit me up on Twitter at Bril Rahman. At Bril Rahman. That's my Twitter. Yes. Or you can send me an email at Bamucha Trevor Bril. Sorry. Oh, bloody hell. My email is bamuchiatrevorbril@gmail.com. bamuchiatrevorbril@gmail.com. Yeah, so I think I'll see you like in the week. Have a good night. It's night here, 9:44 p.m. East African time. Have a good night and have a good week. Yeah. Peace out.